computer. And it says it's recording. So we can hope that it's recording.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is a new experiment in podcasting for us. So we did ZK virtually via Zoom and got a little more adept at the technology and thought we could give this a go. We're hoping to do smaller episodes, so Amy doesn't have to pack up her whole house and bring it over to my house. Every finished object you've had for the last 4 months, Amy, bring it to my house. And every work in progress, which might be more.
Right.
VFOs.
Yeah, I used to say just bring active whips.
Yes, yeah. And so maybe snippets of our lives will make it so that we are able to podcast more often. And hopefully it's a little bit more engaging because we're just on the one topic and we're in front of you more often. But it's adventures in podcasting, new adventures in podcasting that all of this new technology has brought about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I keep looking at Megan and then the camera, so I'm going to do that the whole time. I know. Yep. But part of the new format is that we're going to be addressing different topics at different weeks within the month. Mm-hmm. And we're going to start with whips. So I know that Megan only has one, so maybe I'll kick us off.
Okay, go for it.
I recently on Instagram had posted about how I'm trying to finish, 3 objects and then focused on those 3 objects as much as I can until they're done. And as I try to do that, I'm finding that, I want to cast on this or that, but then I'm trying, nope, I got to get those 3 done before I can cast on another one. And so hopefully that's motivating to get those 3 things done. Mm-hmm. So I started out with 3 ones that were so quick to finish that I actually finished them in a few days, and I was able to cast on a sock right away. And this latest one, it's a little bit more than that. I probably have like 3 skeins of yarn to work through to get all the objects done. And so it's going to be a little bit longer road, but I'm hoping that this all works. So I decided to give myself a theme for this one because there was no real place to start. And so my theme was yellow. I had a yellow Cunningham Falls that I actually finished all the knitting on. So I didn't get that gathered for here. I'm going to count that as done. You'll see it on Instagram once I've woven in the ends and put it on a mannequin for viewing. But my other yellow one is the Juneteenth kit from Lady Di. And so it's beautiful.
Is there some pinks in there? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yep. Yeah. It's yellows and pinks. Now you'll see from the other whip that they're not all yellow. They just have yellow in them. But this is a kerchief, and I am almost, I would say I'm a good halfway point.
Okay. Is it just a knit until you run out of yarn, or is it?
Nope. There's a pattern, and it was made for this, and it has tassels. So I might be most of the way through knitting because I got to have yarn to do the tassels. Mm-hmm. But I need to look into that a little bit more. But that's beautiful. It's Lady Di. And then the pattern is the, I keep calling it the Juneteenth kerchief, but it's not that. I preloaded my phone with my objects so that I could talk about them. It's the Jubilance kerchief.
Yeah, she's had some really great kits out there. Jeremy and I just started watching Schitt's Creek, and I'm seeing all of her kits land, and I'm like, I don't know that I get that quite yet, but I bet I'm going to really be kicking myself that I didn't get one of those kits.
Oh, that show is the best. But so that. And this is a shade.
Is that connected all the way around, or is it?
It starts in the center.
Okay, got it.
So it's a square.
Got it.
It's on the needles, so it's really hard to show.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if it was like more of like a cowl kerchief or it's just a square. Got it.
Yep, it's a square that you can tie however you like.
Cool.
Yep.
Lots of options then.
Yeah. Whoops. I'm on a swivel. I'm learning why that might not be the best option. But then my other one is the Summer Shandy.
Woohoo!
Megan Williams.
Yeah.
And
I saw that in person on Sunday. Yeah.
So there's
Beautiful.
that. And so the yellow is a Razzle Dazzle minis kit from Leading Men. So it's a speckle gradient. So it starts out kind of heavy in all the speckles, and then it goes up to where it's just yellow and white in the lightest one. So now I did join for the neck.
Woo-hoo.
So I am officially halfway.
Yeah. There's a little bit more yarn on the second half because of that triangular panel in the back that you don't have in the front with the V-neck, but well, that's a semantics, right?
Yeah, and I'll weigh the yarn when I get done, but like this is what I have left for the backside, and that's a significant amount. So I would assume this Razzle Dazzle would be pretty good for a lot of sizes as your contrast color.
Yeah.
And then, because it's not quite 2 full skeins, and then this is what I have left of 1 skein. So
what's the main? Sorry, you said it.
Oh yeah, this is Sun Valley, Sun Valley Fibers, and this is from our birthday kits, or no, not our birthday kits. It was from one of our ZK kits, but it was minis, but we ordered
big ones.
Some of them in full size.
Yep.
So I have a lot of that yarn. I will have extra if I need it.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm finding a lot of people thought there's no possible way, like even in the larger sizes, that with 2 skeins of each, and they're just barely dipping into that second skein. So
yeah, for sure. And then the cheats, I guess is what I'm going to call them, is that I have.
Did you put them in a yellow bag or?
It's
in a yellow bag. It totally counts.
When I finished my first 3, I cast on this sock, and it was mainly to help my team for Eat Sleep Knit. I am a fiber fawn, but yeah, it's beautiful. This is Farmer's Daughter, and it's a BFL base.
I love me some BFL.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's coming out more green than I thought it would, but it's a very cool blue green.
Yeah, is your Instagram pic pretty color representative?
I think so. Yeah, more. Yeah.
I try to. When I'm picking the photos, I try to pick color representative. But.
And then I had swatched because I wanted to ask people their bead preferences, and this is another Eat Sleep Knit. KAL, because they have their third KAL of the year is to use beads. But I decided to swatch with 2 of the crystals and 1 of the amethyst color. So hopefully.
Yeah, it really depends on whether or not you're looking for just like a slight sparkle or a real contrast, right?
Well, I thought that this bead here, because it was in the crook of the design, would be kind of an interesting, it might make it look more flower-like with that bead in the center. And then I still like the idea of having some glints of sparkle in it. So I'm trying this out with the 2 beads. But yeah, that's just a swatch to try to get an idea. So I want to get through the second part of that repeat before I make a decision. Might end up ripping it out. Don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I had gotten my beautiful sister bag that I ordered during the retreat.
Yeah, they're a tab that's still up. In my I want to get a bag. I can't pick a fabric.
Yeah, I got it all cinched up and there you go. But that's it. That's all the active whips. I'm going to continue to try to work through 3 at a time until I cast on another one. It might get to where my recent cast-ons are what I really want to work on, and they might become the top 3, even though they're just started. I haven't decided yet, but there are a lot of whips that are, like I have a bunch of sock whips that it would just be great. So that might be my next target is sock whips.
Yep. Yeah. I've got, well, we've got KAL plans in our upcoming plans for the zombies. And I've had some stuff that's recently jumped out at me as well. I know you and I have talked about it a great deal, but we haven't shared via video format the unfortunate passing of Tara Loy of Brew City Yarns. I'm going to go through, and I know I've got at least 2 skeins of hers that I want to pull out and either make a shawl or some socks. And just, she has been, her and her children and her husband have been on my mind constantly since Sunday. And so to be able to physically knit that and think of her and the beauty that she created, in addition to trying to help out her family, I'm amazed by the generosity of knitters. I don't know if you've taken a look at that at that, Amy, but it's up to, I think, 17,000 when I checked this morning.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think it was only at like 5,700 when I looked last. So wow.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I know no amount of money is going to bring her back or be but at least show the Firebird community, show their support for her and her family in this unfortunate time. It definitely feels close, just over in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And somebody that we know and have had in Rochester, and she was very funny, very smart. I think the colorways that I have were based off of Serenity.
Mine's Harry Potter.
Yep. So want to make sure and get those on the needles. If I'm thinking about what I'm going to be casting on, I have a bunch of design work as well. And then ZK purchases are just like screaming at me. I'm going to do an Empower bandana with some purple yarn that I got. So these are needle adjacent projects. That'll be my like Megan's works in progress, since I generally only have the one. I got some purple from Jenna, 716 Knit that I want to. I have some coming from Mitchell's Creations as well, but I've got my greedy little hands on the Jenna one. So, and then last needle adjacent project that I'll mention before I bring up my true work in progress is my sock blank from
pretty.
Very Fun Yarns. Yeah, like these pieces looking like actual flowers was just what slayed me, right? Like so they prepare the sock blank and then they put the flowers on it and they press it. It's so pretty. I'm so excited about it. But I grabbed this when we went up to the cabin in case I needed to have like a non-sweater on the needles. It didn't get on the needles because I was working on my sweater the whole time. But this is I believe it's Olive Leaf. I have the pattern up right here. Olive Leaf Pullover by Ririko, which is, or I'm probably saying that wrong, Ririko. Hand Knit Life is the, and I should pin myself. I pinned you. Is the designer, and it's a really fun, a lot of the people that I saw knitting it were knitting it in a solid. It's got this contiguous sleeve construction so that the and I don't know, it's the camera kind of blows out this color. So you're probably not seeing a lot of the.
Yeah, not a lot, but it's similar in person, I think, as long as the camera focuses.
Yeah. Here, and you can also see my Stand in the Gap t-shirt.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yep.
That's the bright orange that I'm seeing, yeah.
Yep. It's kind of a corally peach in real life, but yeah, so it's got, I love these shoulders that go down into the sleeve. Amy saw me working on the sleeves on Sunday. I was a little, so it's top down. I was a little scared when I was up here in the neck area that this colorway, which is Mitchell's Creations, Life's a Beach, would be a little bit too variegated for the pattern. I really liked it in the on this part, and then you know, I was kind of trying to gauge from these shoulder panels whether or not it would really show up.
It's like I only have this much to work with.
Yes, yeah. Bottom up would be almost ideal if you wanted to see, but you can see. Yeah, I really like it. The pattern was pretty straightforward. I would say the only confusing part for me was that she had two versions, like a neckline difference and then a hemline difference. And in the neckline part, she's referring to the sample of like this neckline, the split hem. And I'm like, is this top down or bottom up? Like it, but she was talking about the neckline that was featured in the sample that had the split hem. They're not dependent on each other in any way. And so in my mind, I'm like, but why would this be called the split hem neck? Like I couldn't get it. But it's got lots of positive ease. And I'm just now working on this second sleeve to get her done.
It's way too warm for me to try on any of my knits up here. I'm sweating just looking at you.
Well, I am in my nice one floor type house with mature trees. It's a little cold. Like I could put knit socks on today. 70 something. 70 something outside. I did make the sleeve a little longer. In the pattern, she's kind of got it as like a even further up than a, I don't know that it would be a 3/4 length, and it's not necessarily bracelet length, but I added because I've got yarn left over. Yeah, I've got yarn to spare. I'm doing helical and alternating because you know, nature of hand dyed and all that. But yeah, that's my work in progress. I've had some recent FOs that before I cast this one on, and as I mentioned, I've got some design work that I've got to get up and going. But those are my works in progress. So easy peasy lemon squeezy for me here. Is there anything else that we wanted to make sure that we touched base on, or just?
No, we have a KL coming. We hope to get it started August, right? So
and we've got some big news coming as well, as far as opportunities to gather as a community online coming up that we're cooking up, that will include some of these Zooms that we did for ZK, but maybe not concentrating it in an intense 5 days of online activity, spreading it out across the year. And as we mentioned at the beginning, we're hoping that these little tidbits and will allow us to do this more often and touch base with you more often. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could probably hear my work computer dinging at me while we were talking. Yeah, it's over there. It's calling my name. But
all right. Well, it's been a good long bit since we've been able to touch base with people, and want to thank everybody that did join us for ZK. Hope you join us in our future adventures, and we'll continue to knit, and hope that you continue to join us.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.